Welcome back to Race Day. We're coming to you from our Belmont studio, and so happy to have actor Hank Azaria join us here. Hank's thanks so much for coming by. And the one reason why you're here, that's because you've been friends for how long with Ernie Munich?
My whole life, as long as I can remember.
So 23 years you've been friends with Ernie.
20 let's be honest, 26 years.
Now, you actually grew up together, correct?
We did. We were actually placed in the same crib together. I have no memories earlier than Ernie, and no memories earlier than Ernie with a lot of racing stuff in front of him.
He's been doing this forever, then, the racing stuff.
Long as I can remember, for sure.
And have you been doing the acting stuff forever?
No, not as long as Ernie's been doing the racing stuff.
But let me just, he's sick of this story, but it's a quickie. I just have to say, in high school, listen, I was in the plays too. I was in the plays
It's true, he was.
Hank was always the star.
He was Nathan Detroit in Guys and Dolls.
Is that right?
Is that not... Think about that. I'm holding a racing form on stage in high school. My dad in the front row singing that song, I Got the Horse Right. I mean, it didn't even matter if I could act. They knew I was the compulsive gambler, that I was a horse player. I had to get the role.
Well, who was Hank?
I played Sky Master.
Oh, you did play Sky Master.
Of course.
Yeah.
But Hank would say...
By default.
They started with me and they worked backward.
Sorry.
Hank would say his lines. Hank would say his lines on stage. And I say this all the time because it's so much harder than it looks to be an actor. But anyway, either that or I'm just the worst actor of all time, which is possible. But
both could be true.
Both could be. Hank would say his lines to me, and I kept going, "What, Hank?"
Yeah. I'd come out and say a line to him, and he would go, "What, Hank?" I'm like, "Ernie, that's my line. I'm talking in the play. And my name is not Hank in the play."
Right. But then I'd do it again. I would do it again.
A few times, yeah.
You know, because he would be, I would be like, you know, like you were making fun of Gleason before. Well, Rachel, you know, that was me. You know? Yeah. Well, you know, hey,
He was a good singer, though. He was a good singer.
And still is to this day.
Yeah.
So you got involved in the acting world.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've only picked up how many Emmys now?
I have 4 Emmys, but 3 are for The Simpsons, so...
They count.
They count.
They technically count, but they're craft Emmys, so let's call it 2. Let's call it 1 3/3.
Well, wait, listen, when Ernie...
This is Tuesdays with Johnny.
But, Hank, if Ernie wins via disqualification in a horse race, we still give him credit for the win. So we've got you with the 4 Emmys. Now, how many voices do you do on The Simpsons right now?
I've lost count. I do about 20, 30 running characters that you'll see almost every week, but over the 23 years of the show, I've done, I don't know, 100 or 2 different voices on the show.
And is the most familiar one Mo?
Probably Mo, sure. Mo the bartender, yeah. We have Mo. Don't we have a Mo running later? There he is. There's Mo. Mo Sislak.
And there's Chief Wiggum. Another record. And he's got a donut and coffee, so that's why he's smiling in the picture. Yeah.
Now, sometimes, I don't know if we can get this back on air, Mitch. In the studio, will you be talking to yourselves with these 2 characters?
Yes,
or how does that work?
That happens.
Like if Mo and Police Chief Wiggum, or do you do them independently?
This is the strangest atmosphere I've ever been interviewed in. We're sitting here. Why do racing fans care about?
Oh, they care.
I apologize to everyone who just wants to hear about what's going on.
No, we are very happy to have you here. Believe me.
Yes, that will happen a lot. You know, Wiggum will walk in and go,
"Hey Mo, how you doing?"
Pretty good, Chief Wiggum. How you doing?
Not so good today.
Yeah, it's, you know.
So you have conversations with...
Yes.
So
my insanity actually found an outlet, and I get paid for it.
Now, how and when did you discover that you had this ability with the different voices?
Well, he can tell you. I always had the ability to do it, but when I was really young, I thought everybody could do that, could mimic like that. Then when I got older, I thought it was fun, but I mostly used it just to make him or other people laugh and to annoy teachers, or both.
And you were successful at that.
Highly successful at that. That perhaps was my greatest career.
Well, they wouldn't sit us together. I mean, they sat us apart in study hall.
Yeah, we were separated a lot.
Because we were just too silly.
Yeah, we were ridiculous. We'd have laughing fits, and he almost got thrown out of school for laughing.
I got suspended for laughing.
For laughing?
Yeah.
For laughing. That would be a first.
In fact,
problem.
the last time I laughed from class to class to class, and then I walked into math, the bell rang, my head fell, I was gone.
Yeah.
It was almost seamless. One walk, head down, gone.
So it was fun to try to make him go. You
Yeah.
know? I spent a lot of my early career doing that.
Now, the voices with the different characters, have you tried to base some of them on people that you know or other actors? Do you do that?
All of the above, yes. You know, some of them are relatives or friends, people I grew up with. Mo is a pretty bad Al Pacino, sort of.
Chief Wiggum is a bad Edward G. Robinson. I mean, yeah, see? Muggsy, see? Yeah.
Bad, very bad. But see, bad impressions make good original cartoon characters.
Absolutely. Were you a big movie guy when you were growing up?
Huge. Yeah, both of us. We saw a lot of movies together.
Key Largo was just on last night, I think, or the night
Great
before.
one. That's Bogart, right?
Bogart and Edward G. Robinson. That's why,
that's right.
Edward
That's
G. was
right.
not
Was
a nice
Lauren
man.
Bacall in that one?
A very young Lauren Bacall.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, huge movie fan, and more starting like in the '70s. You know, that era, the Godfather era.
Now, at some point, obviously, you fellas went your separate ways, but somehow you
Interest-wise,
remained
yeah.
together, right?
Yeah.
As far as friends.
Except for sports, we never had a lot of we loved movies and sports, but he was huge racing and boxing, and I would never. He would drag me to the track often. I would be so bored, and I usually would roll up.
Brutalize
He'd
me.
be studying things, and I would just roll up a paper and just be hitting him, going, "Ernie on the outside." Just any nonsense I could think of to pass the time.
It's torture.
And
Back then it
he'd
was
be
torture.
trying to concentrate.
Now it's a good story.
Then
Now-
I'd give him a lot of crap about wrong picks, which I still going to do.
Yeah.
Don't you feel bad when you?
Well, how's this
you
one?
just boldly pick and then it's wrong.
Oh,
Don't
awful.
Don't you have to apologize?
This is 15 years ago. One of his ex-girlfriends, this was one of the most insulting things. I spent, 3 hours on a card, right? The girl, we were at the track, and his girlfriend is like, opens the program. Yes, but Hermes says 365. No matter what, it's just reading whatever the numbers were in the program, no matter how much work I put in, just completely disregard me and read what the numbers were in the program.
Now, was that a voice of anybody else besides
No, I can't
your
do
girlfriend?
voices. In fact, he knows that. I can't do voices.
I know which girlfriend he was imitating, by the way.
Yes.
It wasn't a bad impression.
Wasn't it?
It seems kind of silly right now to say we're 2 minutes from Finger Lakes,
God.
4 from Churchill, 7 from Beulah, 16 from Atlantic City. There's Uncle Mo on the left and Mo on the right. Which one you like, Hank?
I think Uncle Mo would beat Mo Sizlak in a race. I do. Unless what Mo could do is sort of break a bottle and stab Uncle Mo. Then it would have an advantage.
Have you tried to do any horse voices?
I've never done Mr. Ed.
There you go.
Everybody does. Hey, Wilbur. Everybody does Mr. Ed, but that's about it. Yeah.
Was it the very first Simpsons? Well, they were at a dog track. The very
Dog
first.
Well, Santa's their family dog is a greyhound.
Right.
Yeah.
As Steve Chris, the editor and publisher of the Racing Forum, Racing Legend, he has greyhounds now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're wonderful, wonderful animals.
We've got some results to give you. Hank Azaria is going to stay with us. So is Ernie Munich.
Woohoo!
So we've got these lifelong friends to do some stories and to do some more chit chat.